Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I am going to review Kamen Rider Seal, or as it's in Japan, Kamen Rider Zetto. Now, this is a Kamen Rider movie from 1983, and the movie starts by introducing this man. His name is Aso Masaru, and what happened was that he woke up somewhere in the mountains. Of course, when I first saw that scene, I thought he was waking up in some kind of a garbage dump, but no, it was the mountains, and I did some research. Well, anyway, oh yes, and he was listening to this kind of music in his mind, I think it was, but anyway, then came this monster who was in search of him, and the scene of the monster appearing was it is shown in the opening scene of Saban's Masked Rider. Yes, and no, the next day, a boy named Hiroshi was walking from school with his friends, and yes, this oh yes, Masaru he was watching over the boy because he for some reason he knew he had to protect him, and yes, and then well, after Hiroshi said goodbye to his friends, there came this yes, the same monster, and was pursuing Hiroshi. And Hiroshi he was running as fast, so he won't get caught. And then he ended up in this building, and oh yes, as soon as the monster was about to get him, came a Kamen Rider. This is Kamen Rider Zetto, which means Kamen Rider Seal, and his rider form is a something like a green armored body with a green grasshopper head, grasshopper-like head, and red eyes and a silver mouthpiece. Yes, and he fought the monster. Oh, and the monster, he received some kind of images in his mind to him who that rider is, and yes, and then both the monster and Zetto fought, and yes, Zetto he removed an arm from the monster, and the monster retreated, and then Hiroshi he ran and arrived back home, and eventually Masaru he followed after, and also we learned that Hiroshi lives with his grandfather, or as it's in Japan, Oji-san, and yes. Anyway, Masaru arrived, and well, he was talking to Oji-san, and but what happened, and oh yeah, I forgot. Before that happened, Hiroshi told his Oji-san, what he went through, and well, Oji-san he didn't believe it, but after remembering what his grandson said about something that looks like a grasshopper, he started to remember something. Yeah, and then Masaru arrived, met up with Oji-san, saying that he's Hiroshi's bodyguard, and both well, Masaru and Oji-san they went somewhere to talk, and started to suspect that maybe Hiroshi's father is involved. And Hiroshi heard the whole thing and said that's not true. And yes, you see, the reason Hiroshi has been with his grandfather is because, well, his father, or Otosan, uh, hasn't come back after all these years. And Hiroshi was he was sure that his father will come back someday, no matter how long it takes. And then Hiroshi he arrived at his dojo, which is in the forest or the woods, and there he met up with the people he knows. Of course, he was told that his training is in the Dusi or something, and well, one of the people training was a woman named Reiko, and yes, Hiroshi referred to her as Oni-san. I don't think it was revealed that if she's really his sister, or maybe that's just he just calls her because she's older than him. But oh, and another thing is that the actress who played Reiko also played Annie from Uchikeji Shaida, and she also played Heren from oh Jigo Senshi Suspirbon. Yes, and then Masura arrived, and oh yes, see, I remember now, a Pet Monster game, and both Reiko and Hiroshi were blown away to some kind of dark cavern or something. Well, also, I want to mention that the Pet Monster was also used in an episode of Saban's Masked Rider, and also at the cavern where Reiko and Hiroshi were sent to. Well, there they encountered a female spider monster, and she was also used in an episode of Saban's Masked Rider. And see, yes. Anyway, Zetto he defeated the Bat Monster and went out to help Reiko and Hiroshi, and he defeated that Spider Lady. And yes, now Hiroshi he went somewhere, and well, he was thinking about this memory he had um, of his father, where his father told him something about music, and then there was another memory where Hiroshi he was letting some kind of last specimen listen to this music from a pocket watch he has, and his father came in, was mad at him for coming to his laboratory. I forget without permission, but yes. Eventually, Matsura caught up with Hiroshi and well, tried to explain things to him, but Hiroshi he wouldn't listen. And then he saw, I guess, his father. Only turns out it was the Bat Monster in disguise. I mean, Ryder he didn't destroy him just yet, but anyway, Hiroshi was kidnapped, but Masuro he went out to save him, and then everybody appeared at this kind of laboratory, and that's where we find Hiroshi's father, Michiko Hagase, and turns out that he's been held captive all this time, and he was being like connected to a bunch of wires and stuff, and the one responsible for his captivity was this creature he created, who goes by the name Neonoido, who sounds like looks like some kind of master child, and oh yes, and the Hakase he told Hiroshi to destroy this device, and Hiroshi did. Of course, Neonoido he managed to absorb Raida in time, and they became some kind of see. Oh yes, hybrid monster. And then, well, the music that was being played from the Pocket Watch started to, and eventually, Raida he freed himself and defeated Neonoido. Of course, the whole lab was coming down, and Hiroshi he didn't want to live without his father, but there was no time, and both Raida and Hiroshi they escaped, and then later, well, Masuro he gave his jacket to Hiroshi, and before he rode away, Hiroshi called him, and Hiroshi he turned his head and smiled, and then he left, and that was the end of Kamen Rider Zetto. What I think about this movie, I think it was a little bit better than Kamen Rider the Prologue from 1992. I mean, it wasn't as boring, and as I said before, three of the monsters I mentioned, they were used in episodes of Saban's Mask Rider. Oh, another interesting thing is that Kamen Rider Zetto was released in the United States back in the 90s, but only as a interactive CD for the Sega CD. Yes, of course. I didn't play the game, back then because, well, I mean, I know what Sega was, but I didn't know what Sega CD was. So, plus I had a Nintendo. So, well, now if it's alright for kids to watch this movie, I don't recommend it because, well, some of the things look too scary, especially the monsters. I mean, I know they were showing us about Master Rider, but the way they're portraying the movie, it might give them nightmares. I mean, I would be if I started to sing as a kid, then I would have been afraid as well. So yes, I think that's all I can say about Kamen Rider Zetto in this video. And also, please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot. And also, please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.